I just don't know how many times I have said or how many times I will have to say things about the Republican Party and these figures that are supposed to be leaders who are just feckless, bootlicking cowards, just weaklings who yearn for Donald Trump's boot on their neck, who worship at his lap, at his feet, some other body part, I guess. Yesterday outside court, there was a grouping of these sycophants. Troy Stolen Valor Nehls being one of them. I did a video about him a couple weeks ago where he's lied about his military service and awards. You know, he's one of those guys that really venerates his military service, yet doesn't mind lying about it. Coward. Not a patriot. Anyway, yesterday, relative to the cult and the worshipful nature that they deal with Donald Trump, they're out there just being ass lickers like they are. And he had the temerity to go along with really what we hear every day from some Republican or another of comparing Donald Trump to the Pope, to a man that Catholics believe is the vicar of Christ, comparing Donald Trump to him. I'm going to play this clip, and it's remarkable, especially if you're a Catholic. Presumably that's what he is. And then I'm going to play the lieutenant governor of Texas, Dan Patrick, not the ESPN Dan Patrick, the other one. And he is trying to assert that Donald Trump is not a part of the ruling class. It's just, they want it both ways. Donald Trump is like the Pope, but also he's just a common man. Watch Troy Stolen Valor Nehls.
Troy Nehls from the great state of Texas. I tell you what I saw today, this is nothing more, and the American people see it. This is election interference. First time to the courtroom, I sat in there for an hour and I said, we've got a compromised judge, no question about it. We've already highlighted to you all about the daughter, big mega donor for all the Democrats. They don't want Donald Trump off the ballot. They don't want him on the ballot. They don't want Donald Trump holding rallies, because what happens at his rallies? This is 5 weeks sitting in a courtroom when he should be out reaching the American people and telling the American people what he would like to do for this country. And who shows up? Tens of thousands of people show up at Donald Trump's rallies. The Democrats hate it. There's not another person on the planet that can do that other than the Pope. The Pope. And when do people go? They visit the Pope. What do they say? Pope, what can you do? Would you bless me and my family? That's what they want. They want blessings for their family when they go see the Pope. When people come to Donald Trump's rallies, they're saying, Donald Trump, we need you more than ever before. Our country is burning. The world's on fire. We need leadership. The American people are begging for leadership, and they're asking Donald J. Trump, stay strong, continue to fight for the American people and the Make America Great movement. That's what this is all about. And all the dishonest media, all of you out there, you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to talk about it. But I can guarantee damn well to you this. Donald Trump's going to be the 47th president. Donald Trump's going to be the 47th president, and he's going to make America great again.
So he wants to compare Donald Trump to a man who people go to for a blessing for their families. And then in a clumsy, kind of almost got their way, says that's why also people go to Trump rallies for a blessing from on high. It's a cult. It's a weird cult, chock full, filled to the brim with weirdos who choose Donald Trump to venerate. That's the guy they've chosen to dedicate their lives and careers to. Embarrassing, no? Here's Dan Patrick, the lieutenant governor of the state of Texas, making about the most ridiculous argument that's ever been made, maybe since one of the Trump doofus kids said that Donald Trump was a blue-collar billionaire. And also, he steps all over his own argument and just listen to the nonsense, and then we'll get to where he says that the ruling class is trying to shut down the ruling class, and Donald Trump isn't a part of it. Just none of it makes any sense. It's just free association at this point with these idiots. Watch this.
What happens to the average American? What happens to any of you? if the courts in New York come after any of you because of something you said, because you said something the ruling class didn't like. And that's what all these other countries are about. They shut down the ruling class. They want to be sure that anyone that speaks up against the ruling class disappears. They want Donald Trump to disappear. They want to send him to jail. They want to take him off the main stage because they know here's their biggest danger to taking the ruling class down. No, you know why? Donald Trump is not the ruling class.
Would a member of the ruling class be facing 730 years in prison? What a pathetic question. 730 years in prison, and he's a member of the elite? That's pathetic. You're not a journalist.
Were you able to make sense of that? Did you catch that? What happens when the courts come after you because you said something that the ruling class didn't like? That's what these other countries are all about. They shut down the ruling class. Wait, so the ruling class is shutting down the ruling class. They want to be sure that anyone who speaks against the ruling class disappears. And then the reporter at the end, I don't know if you could hear it, isn't the former president a member of the ruling class? To which pumpkin-headed, Zeppelin-headed Seb Gorka, the also physical, coward, weakling, bootlicking lapdog, how dare you? What a stupid question. What a stupid question. Ugh. I'm Seb Gorka. Donald Trump claims to be a billionaire. How is he not in the ruling class? Donald Trump, the former president of these United States of America, leader of 1/3 of the government of the most powerful, economically and militarily, the most powerful nation on the planet, but he's not a part of the ruling class. There are photos of Donald Trump in his gaudy, ostentatious, idiotic Manhattan apartment, gilded in gold, but he's not the ruling class? Logic and reason are dead in the minds of Republicans. None of it matters as long as they serve Donald Trump, as long as they speak highly of Donald Trump, as long as they put Donald Trump in a light to be venerated and ultimately worshiped, because it is a cult. And they're okay with it. They're okay with dictator on day one. They're okay with terminate the Constitution. They're okay with banning abortion and in vitro fertilization, rolling back marriage equality. They're okay. In fact, they're not just okay with it. They're here for it. That's what they want. They've signaled as much. They said as much. Donald Trump with his Hitler-esque Reich talk. I know from time to time, day to day, I'm seemingly more upset, and maybe that's true. It is difficult for me to wade through this nonsense of a party that is dedicated to the prospect of regression. They want to drag us back to a time when white men were absolutely unquestioned authorities and power in this country. And where did that get us? It got us to segregation and oppression of minority groups, of marginalized communities in this country having to be quiet about who they are. Gays and trans people just in the shadows. That's what they want. That's the choice that you have before you for this election. Choose accordingly. Anyway, what do you think? I would love to know. We can have a conversation in the comments. You can also call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me as always, daily at Dollemore.com. I'd love to hear from you. Please consider supporting this work that I feel is important. I hope you do too. You can click the join button below, become a channel member for $2 a month. That is all that it takes to support this work. You can also go over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. Great way to help support this work as well. Make sure you're subscribed. That is critically important. to continue this work. Free support is just make sure you're subscribed. Share this video on social media, and if you do, tag me. I'm at Dollemore everywhere on Twitter and Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Facebook, Blue Sky, all of them. I'm there at Dollemore. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine and take care of one another.